At 7 o'clock, we're going to call the regular meeting to order. Everybody stand.
With allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call of officers. Chris Wood. Here. Jerry Huff. Here. Stacy Randheimer is here. Kristen Cannon.
Here.
And last month's meetings, or minutes. That's just the second page. You want to make a motion to accept the minutes from last month's meeting?
Motion to accept the minutes from last month's meeting.
Second. All in favor? Aye. Fire department report?
There were 93 runs today to the, at this time. And on East Street, why is the road closed? It's getting to be a real inconvenience for emergency services to get through there. A lot of times you'll come in from one way and it'll be on the other side, and you gotta go come back around. It's delaying response time for everything. So it'd be helpful if that road might get back open. I mean, I understand we don't go down through there every day, but it's what we can and might someday cause a major problem. And then we just kind of concerned about fire protection payment, how that's going.
Yeah, we have. Did you bring anything with you? Did you bring a copy of the agreement? And this is the copy of the last agreement that we have from 2006.
We
got some.
rewrote it, and turned it into the attorney, and he was supposed to go through it and approve it. I'll look at it.
Yeah.
And and it was dropped, and nothing's ever been done since.
Can I, financials, I can't write a check without a substantiating document.
It's in the contract.
You've got a contract for 2026,
It was a continuous contract renewable every year.
right, so I need to sign one for 2026, that it's been renewed for 2026, and I don't have one, so if there wasn't one made, then I can write one up and get you guys a check going, okay?
When did you present this to August, do you remember?
Well, that was been done probably 3 years ago.
And is it for the same amount that it was in 2007, and was it for 6,000 even?
Well, that's just what they decided to pay us. I mean, if you go back and look on the town's budget and stuff, they do not pay anything in the town for fire protection. So I think that's something that probably needs to be addressed and looked at, that everybody's help paying a little bit for the township, instead of the township covering everything.
Because I think your money comes out of what, general fund?
Yes.
So what you're paying us all has always come out of the general fund. It just has been they done that a long time ago, just decided that they was just gonna pay us X amount of numbers or dollars. And, there at one time, they didn't pay us because they didn't have any money for about 5 years. So,
That's been quite a few years ago.
yeah, it's been a while. I mean, that's water under the bridge, I understand that.
Right.
But we're not saying anything about that. We just need to get stuff up to date now.
Right. And I talked to Terry, your guys' meeting is Monday. I guess there was a concern brought up. You guys want to recommend some ordinances? Is that what Terry made me to understand? He said he was going to talk to you guys about it Monday, bring it up Monday in your meeting, and then was going to.
Our meetings is on the second and fourth Monday of each month at 7:30. If anybody wants to come to that, they can. The ordinances that's been going on, in the last 2 or 3 years, they've been wanting us to enforce a lot of the open burning and stuff in this town. Well, you can't go enforce anything if there's no ordinances in the town, don't back us up on it.
Right.
And we fought that for about 3 years and tried hard and was getting some of it under control. But there is no ordinances to do anything with.
At your meeting, if you guys want to kind of discuss it amongst yourselves, if some of you guys can present to us, we would definitely be open to talking with you about, to bring some ordinances in.
Well, that's probably something that should be up to the town, to bring these ordinances up and get with the state and whatever, and use them for guidelines or whatever on that for it. But you're gonna have somebody to enforce it.
And we have a code enforcer for the town now, so.
Well, I realize that, but,
But we can't enforce nothing that's not there.
well, you understand where we're at.
Oh, yeah.
But we can only enforce what the town
What our ordinance.
has in an ordinance. And it's not the fire department to make the ordinances for this town.
Right, but if there was recommendations that you guys want to bring up with your experience, because obviously we would want the expertise of what you guys have seen and what you guys would recommend. Like a first step, and then we would bring it, and then we would make the ordinances for the town, of course, but we would definitely encourage any recommendations.
Of course, a lot of that stuff, you're just gonna have to kind of go with what the state fire marshal says you can do. I mean, you go online or the state fire marshal's office and find a lot of that stuff out too. So.
Right. Maybe we'll make a note or have our attorney follow up on that.
Do that if you do.
Yeah. That is true. So we'll check it, we'll follow up with Marcus about that. Heather's gonna get something together. If it's something that has to be approved by the council, so that we can pull a special session for executive meeting to get that done.
I'll work on it tomorrow.
Yeah, and you might send it to, send a copy to us and then send a copy to Marcus so everybody can see. And then if you guys would like, leave an email and she can forward you a copy of it too. To see what she's writing down. I would imagine it's gonna be pretty much almost word for word with this, except for the date. So,
Dates, yeah.
I know in the last agreement that the town had, there's some pages missing in it.
After that one right there, or the.
I don't know that I have to look through this one to see, but from everything we can find in the past, there's some pages in it that has disappeared.
If you guys have a complete copy of that, that would also be a help, because there's a lot of stuff.
See, that back when Maxine was in here.
That's 20,
07,
30 years
06.
old.
Yeah. And that's the most current one that we could find. We looked for a week and that's it.
I know
We
there's
looked in this
another one.
building, we
Yeah,
looked
there's-
through the computer, we looked everywhere. That's the
Really?
biggest one I could find.
I know there's another one, if not two more.
I've got
Yeah. Hopefully you guys have yours in a file that we found quicker than we can, so. Because we can't, like I said, they can't, they've looked. That's the best we got.
I understand that, but
All right. Anything else on the fire department?
no, not this time.
Okay. The utility report, which we don't have a utility, let's give thanks to Jerry for keeping up on the water checks and the lift stations. and the mowing of the pump house down there, until we get this filled. Ordinance officer report.
Nothing new at this time outside of what's on the news, pretty much.
Okay. All right, on the old business with Liberty Industries, we don't have nobody here from Liberty or the attorney, so there's nothing we can find out from that. Quotes for the new billing system.
So, we went ahead with Community League and Paystar. Things are going great. Timeline is still looking at September 1st, so Keystone will be gone. I think I talked to him about every day for at least 4 hours a day, Monday through Friday. But yeah, it's going really nice. Soon I'll have flyers passed out so that people can learn how to sign up for your online account if you wanted to manage your water bill online, and how to sign up for auto pay if you wanted to do that as well. There's so many more options that this will allow. I'm gonna get some flyers out as soon as I get some more information. But yeah, everything's going fine.
Good. Establishing the Amazon account for the town.
It's done.
That all that's already over, so we don't have to address that. On new business, ordinance for the change in pay. For the hours for the clerk, we're gonna add a couple hours once a month for Saturday, but people who just can't make it to the normal hours. So we'll be modifying that ordinance at the next meeting. We're going to be making an ordinance regulating the late charges, late times, late payments for the water bills. We can't really find nothing that's addressing that right now. We're not really sure about that. So that will be followed back and readdressed with the new ordinance. The Saturday hours of the new business, that's going to be covered under the ordinance. And we have Gary Ladd here with us today to talk about the grants.
Okay. First of all, here's a copy of, it says bank statements on it, but it's actually a wastewater study that was completed for the town that Monica had given me to look at. So I think I had made some comments on that report back in February or something like that. On our report, but so it's Lab Engineering Inc., not Gary Ladd, that's good.
Yeah.
So it's my understanding you wanted to talk about community crossings grant. Okay. Do you have any specific questions, or do you just want me to reel off and tell you about the program? Or?
I think the two projects we want to get done sooner rather than later is the repaving of South Main and Cardinal Road. I think is our cemetery, sorry. Those are two kind of bullet areas right now, so.
Good.
The community crossing grants, those are matching grants, right?
Yes, for a town this size, it's 20% match. There's some copies of our PACER rating that we rated each street. So over here, it's column 10 is perfect condition and 1 is terrible condition. So I think South Main Street was the 2 on there, and Cemetery Road, looks like it was 2 as well, so, they're all in paving. Do you guys want to do sidewalks too?
I think at the time, we just want to concentrate mainly on the roads.
Okay.
the streets and the roads right now. They get a lot more traffic than any of the sidewalks do, so we're kind of push them to the side, I think.
Okay, so based on the two rating, the condition of them, I would suggest you probably go with a 2-inch mineral and overlay would be my suggestion.
Is it too late for that this year, or was there a time limit on that?
The applications this year have been postponed until September, so they're gonna open up the 1st of September and close September 30th, so application needs to be done sometime in that month. We did the, rating of the streets and the asset management plan last fall before the deadline, which was December 1st, so you have the LTAP certificate that you need to apply for money, so you're all set, to apply this year. Now, there'll have to be another asset management plan done before December 31st of this year if you want to participate next year. They're saying next year it's going to be September as well for applications. They used to have 2 rounds, but and I don't know what the fate of the program's going to be based on the current reduction of gas taxes went into effect. It's definitely impacted NDOT's revenues, which is what was being used for these CCNG projects. So I put a couple proposals together if you're interested. Normally for our clients, we put a scope of work together and do the application form. We just need your login information and password to be able to access the community crossing site. And so I have a proposal here, which is hourly, not to exceed $1,100 for that. I also have a proposal if you want us to go ahead and do the asset management planning before December 1st for $1,150. So there's 2 proposals I have for you. And I don't know whether you guys have completed an ADA transition plan or Title VI plan, but in the March, I think it was March newsletter from NDOT, it indicates that all entities must provide a fully executed ADA transition plan, Title VI plan, and self-evaluation documents to satisfy regulatory requirements. The Title VI plans are due before October 1st each year for the next fiscal year. For example, plans submitted on September 30th, 2026 will be for 2027. Goals and accomplishment reports are due on November 1st of each year.
I believe there is, I believe we ran across something that, I'm not sure the name of it, but what you're explaining, I believe that we have something like that.
You have something in
I'm
place?
pretty sure. Yeah.
Okay. And then the ADA transition plans are due every 3 years, must be updated yearly, on or before November 1st. So usually part of the ADA transition plan, of course, it includes handicap accessibility for the buildings that you own here. But it also includes a sidewalk assessment. So you take a look at the sidewalks and see if they comply with ADA requirements. The cross slope is less than or equal to 2%. The running slope is less than 8.33%. Condition of the sidewalk is such that, you know, you can run a wheelchair up and down and stuff like that. So that's part of the ADA transition plan typically. So if you want more information on that or proposals for us to do anything, just let me know. I think there's, on this CCMG application, there's a box that you check off, you know, do you have ADA transition plan and Title VI plan, so you might let me know if you have. We switch gears from the paving to wastewater. I know I looked at the report, I come out and inspected the lift stations, I provided a report to the town council back in, I think it was February. You know, there's a little bit of something that really could be done to each lift station, plus replacement of the air release valves, maybe addition of air release valves on the force main going to Greencastle. For that, if you're interested, you know, you could possibly look at the Okra, Office of Community and Rural Affairs grant. They offer grants up to $800,000. It's depending on what your low to moderate income range is, and also what your current user rates are, stuff like that. So if you're interested in that, I think the applications for round one come up in January or February next year. But for that, you would need a grant administrator. You've used Kristen Giro in the past, but there are several certified grant administrators.
Yeah, we appreciate the information. We'll look it over. We'll definitely be getting back with you because some of these projects we do want to get done, get going.
Yeah, if you want us to do the scope out the project and the application, I would just need to know how much town funds are available to contribute toward the project, and then I can back into how many feet of road we can do, you know, come up with the cost estimates.
And it's probably still gonna be a couple of weeks probably, because we're kind of transitioning
Yeah.
and it's kind of a mess right now, so. But they are getting a handle on it, so everything is starting to get a little clearer, so.
Okay.
We can actually read the financial reports.
Yeah. All right, we appreciate your time coming up.
Yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to contact me anytime.
All right, I appreciate it. Well, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks, Gary.
See you.
Next item on the new business is lien notices have been sent out. To quite a few properties here in town that are very far behind. We've already started getting a little bit of positive feedback on it, so that's a good thing. And then the hiring of the utility operator maintenance. And we still haven't filled that position. We've had a few applicants. I think that needs to be filled sooner rather than later. Even if we're fishing out of a small pool, we need to get something filled there.
Maybe the guy quit or something.
Yeah, he had something wrong with his leg and had surgery, so he was gonna be out for 4 or 5 months, so he just went ahead and quit. That was the He told us that after the last meeting, last month, so. And then the blacktop on Westwood, the two spots in Westwood that are bad. I have talked to Todd with the blacktopping company that's doing Cemetery Road. He's gonna come over on Monday. He'll either stop by or hopefully drop an estimate off.
Okay.
And they're gonna give us an estimate of fixing that two spots.
The road.
But yeah, they're doing the road into the cemetery. So we'll wait and see what he comes up with on that. All right, public comments? None? And we have the fund report. Taylor's presented it to us for the past 2 months, so we're all caught up with the fund reports.
Okay, I've got signatures for everything. I don't have anything extraordinary or.
Okay. Everything's still running as smooth as
Yep, it's looking good. We've got everything switched over, the new payroll's over, all of the financials are over, to the new program. The required items that needed to be done for the budget for 2027 by 6:30 were completed. We'll probably have a budget to you next month to start working on. Other than that, it's a lot, much easier. It's so much better.
there was no problems in the transition. None of the bills was delayed, none of the payments was delayed.
Not that I know of. I think we had one late bill there in the beginning that was already late by the time we got on. One of the sales tax was not done, and so we did that and then reimbursed the town for the late fees, penalties on that. So here paid for that. The town paid for it because it all comes out as one chunk, but then we reimbursed for the check. So you'll see that on next month's statement.
Oh, very good. Just some of our bills, or do you have anything that's brought up on that?
I have them. So I'm gonna I did create a new spreadsheet for now while we're in transition, mostly full fields. A lot of them where I messed up and had to go back in and fix it and then did it again. And then we have some that were transferred, balances, new houses, new owners. So that's what a lot of them were. We had, two that sold and nobody told anybody, and so these, old accounts have still been getting bills. And that would be this one, and this one. And so that's all fixed up now, as far as I can tell anyway.
Okay, so. Any claims you have in the financial and fund reports?
Here are. So the register of claims, I've got two here, one for each month, as we did this last month. It looks a little bit different than what you're used to, but this is what you're gonna see going forward. So you've got your general, your local, and then it tells you how much was spent out of each one. All the way through. This is just expenses. So, and then this just gives you all the information. You guys have a copy as well. I just need 3 signatures on the last page of each one of those.
And we do have a copy of this. You said?
Yes, it's in your,
In our packet.
packet. And then I've got, your bank statements and your reconciliation reports. This is gonna be something new. Obviously, everyone has their bank statements, but this is a reconciliation report. So this is basically everything that went on through the month, like your bank statement, but it all reconciles. So it shows that everything that came out should have came out, nothing was fraudulent. So I need signatures from all three of you guys on 4 different papers, since there's 2 months there.
And we have copies. of
Yes, copies of all those. And then, in your packet as well, you'll find balance sheets, profit and losses, and budget versus actuals. And these are all gonna be new with our new, financial program. And so, they're pretty easy to read. I mean, it just takes you through each fund and how much was spent out of it. And the budget versus actuals is one that we really rely on when we're paying bills or like getting something for Mr. Ladd to tell him this is how much we have left of our budget for this year. So these are all really good. If you guys need help understanding what they mean and how to read them, I'm more than happy to help out with that. And the only other thing I have is the Menards agreement we got in an email. And so I'm just adding and I'm taking away.
You need to add on this one, go ahead and add Jerry and Chris both.
They're already on it.
Oh, okay.
Mhm. Yeah, this is just for anybody that was already on, needs to be taken off, or that wasn't on, it's new, so.
Christie.
Oh, yeah.
Not Christie, Chris. And
You can
can you
accept from ours.
make us a copy of that too?
Yeah,
Or
I'll
we can
send it,
make a copy.
I'll send it to Kristen. I think that's all I have.
Probably the two together.
You got a question?
Pay out of the water and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's where it gets a little hard to read, because certain things come out of one bill might come out of 3 different funds. And so these here, registered claims, yeah, this packet. These here are a lot easier to read for that purpose. When you're looking between the bank statement and, so this is what everything was spent. So as you go down, you can see that this check number might be down here as well. So you would have to add, because he only gets paid the 20% comes out of this fund. And so you would have to keep adding up all of these to get to the same number that's on the bank statement. Because one check may come out of, I did one today, came out of 5 different funds, so, and as always, I've been making sure to pass along to, Stacy, if it's a bill that I don't recognize or isn't, I think is a little high, before I authorize him. Because I don't trust him.
If that's all you have, and there's no other questions, we'll go ahead and burn the meeting.
I got a question.
Yep.
How do I find out who to talk to about the house, the second house, north of Cemetery, or north of Cemetery Road on Main Street?
I guess you could call the county. And the only information I think we would be able to give you is whatever we have listed under the water sewer bill.
You get the GIS.
Yeah, WTH GIS, Putnam County.
Put the address or name in, and it'll show you.
If you put the address in, it'll show you who the owner is and their address. Just go
And
Google.
I can show you that later on my phone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lives in Columbus, you forgot it. He lives in Columbus, you forgot it.
These all.
Yep.
That was
Trying to find out.
That's a good one to talk to them, they don't get rid of it.
Like,
Yeah, to be rid of it till she got it.
you're doing it.
There is an
That's
address.
why I look it up. There's not enough
She thinks she's not coming back.
from there.
She ain't find it.
And